Hi and welcome. I am Orion, and today we will be discussing my thoughts on Dune. Well, at least the first half of Dune. So, this is the first time I've been reading this book. It is obviously a sci-fi icon. A little bit about myself. I tend to uh, more so seek out the unknown books in a like weird mental quirk. There's already enough people who love an item, love a book, love a movie. I'm not really drawn to necessarily go and have that same appreciation that everyone else does. Um, Not in a hipster type of way, but just in a, I'd like to try and appreciate something that my voice would be like to the author or to that person who created it really appreciate it. And so I put off reading Dune for a very long time, and ended up finally doing it now because there's a read along happening, and people are like, "Hey, come on, do it with us. Let us know what you think." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So my thoughts on Dune. I will start off with the positives. It's easy to read. I'm enjoying it overall. It's a good little adventure. Um, I um hmm, yeah, okay. So I guess one other thing. The descriptions get much better. My qualms. Now, to be fair, because of how much this book has been toted to me all the time, forever, I'm putting my highest like critical thought, not critical, but more of just the highest quality standards towards this book. Um, the first few chapters, the dialogue was great, and the descriptions were so jarringly sparse, it took me out of the story every time. Um, and to give an idea, this is after they started to get a little bit better. But the cube that he sticks his hand into in pain, that cube, the entire description of it in the book is a metal cube. I'm sorry, a green metal cube, 15 centimeters to the side. Okay. So is it like a chintzy aluminum metal cube? Is it a engraved iron cube? Is it um like old, new? So I don't know if it's just me, but like I start with a blank canvas and let the impressions that I'm given paint whatever I'm seeing. So being told it's a green metal cube, 15 centimeters on the side, currently in my head, it is a block of aluminum with a black hole on one side, unadorned, just green aluminum, and like that is the example of like everything in the first like 5 or 6 chapters. It is uh, just nothing is. I don't even want to say embellished, but the descriptions of the world are lacking to the point of it is a very blank room wherever I am. The dialogue though is great. The descriptions do get better. At the halfway mark, I'd say they're exactly what I'd hope for in a decent novel. Um, the hero uh, of the story um, is a bad guy. I think his name's Paul. I think, pretty sure, Paul. Um, he feels like a Mary Sue. Like, okay, he's a prince, and he's also a disciple of perfectly logical people, and he's also been trained to be observant of every single uh, thing he witnesses on all levels, and he also has like perfect truth where and whenever anybody says anything to him, he can tell if they're being truthful or not, and he could also see into the future and more stuff like oh yeah, and he could just do things apparently because he's the destined one where he just does things he shouldn't know because he just can. And it was like, okay, okay, Mary Sue. A lot of Mary Sue. Well written Mary Sue, but definitely Mary Sue, Paul. Um, he doesn't seem to have a huge depth of like realism yet, which is something I'd hope for. Um, the omniscient, like truly omniscient viewpoint, uh, don't have any problems with that. It takes away a lot of the interesting intrigue parts for me. Like, oh, I already know this is how it's going to be, and then he shows me that that is how it is, and I'm like, okay, okay. Um, a lot of unnecessary showing of information. Like, I think it was a second chapter where, by the way, funny tidbit, the Baron, their last name for me is Hadouken. Like, Hadouken! That just, it's what it's going to be for me. I know that isn't the name, but that's what it is to me. Um, like, all he had to be doing was like twirling his mustache to be made any more comically villainesque. Uh, no real like depth there. I don't know. It's just, I guess to me, I like the viewpoint of everyone is the hero of their own story. They're the main character and hero of their own story. And I don't get that vibe from him. I get he is the villain of somebody else's story. And not that people can't be like that. Just, I don't know. It feels like he is the villain. So anyway, um, the so I know I've put a lot of negatives there, like, and just seeming like I'm not enjoying the book. But the thing is, I am enjoying the book. I am reading it, and it's very easy to read. The action is good. The characterization is good overall. Like, it's not bad. It's just my expectations like were set way too high for at least the first half of the book for me. Where I was expecting uh, science fiction melasm, and I got so probably it's the other way around. But it feels like I've read this book many times, but done better in at least the first half. Um, and so that's the best way I could put it. It's probably because this book inspired so many people, and so many people took the ideas or some concepts and expanded on them and fleshed them out and I guess wrote in a style that I am more receptive to. That so far, perfectly fine book in most ways after the first like 5 chapters. Um, but I'm still, I guess, waiting for the part where I get it because I've been told a few times, "Oh, you're just not to the point where you get what Dune is all about." Which I know in the beginning it was like that. Are you a true human or are you an animal? Which had a very big like stranger in a strange land vibe to me with the book, not the quote that was in here. That was that same quote, or um, and it just I don't know. It had a kind of a weird like okay, but that doesn't click with me type of thing. I don't know. So first half of the book for if I had to just pick this up off of the shelf, not known about its reputation, it would have been fine. I'd probably give it like a 7, 8 ish out of 10. Just because it reads easily, past the first few chapters from the description stuff. And otherwise it's fine. Like small gripes, things that I think could be thought through more. I know I'm criticizing the most beloved book of so many people ever, but it just I don't know. I was wanting more, and that's the sum of the first half of the book for me. Is I just wanted more. So lucky for me, I have more. I have another half a book, and I'm hoping that my opinion will dramatically change and that I will suddenly get it and it will click like it has for everybody else that I know. But another thing that it could be just is that a lot of people, this is recommended so much and it's read so early. It is a formative book for many people. And so it holds that spot in their psyche of this is that one first, ooh, book they read. And because it's taken so long for me to get to it, I've already passed that point. And so that luster isn't there. Um, Again, not a bad book, a solid book. Just it isn't worthy of Dune levels of enjoyment from everyone else, from my point of view. Now, I'm sorry, whoever watches this because this is your favorite book, um, I will keep reading it. I'm not DNFing it. I want to like this book, but that's the problem I think with hyping up a book to the extent that Dune has been hyped. Is I had that level of expectations, and they haven't been met yet. So I look forward to part two, where I finish the book and I am raving about I get it, I was wrong. You just have to get past the first part and then everything clicks. So thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful day and didn't mind my rambling a little bit about a book that I'm in the middle of reading because, well, this is the first time I've done one of these. So enjoy, have a great day, and let me know what you think of my horrible opinions of Dune. Bye.